Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of the PMD Tea Buyers Club. I'm your host, Andre Silva. We are approaching episode 50. We're getting very, very close to episode 50. I didn't do an episode last week because obviously I was at Olympia. Thank you so much to everyone who came and saw us. Whether you know the company or you don't, or it's your first time visiting, thank you so much. It really meant a lot. We were crazy busy last week. Real busy. We met a lot of people. We have a lot of work to follow up on now. But taking a bit of time out of the follow-up, we're getting into doing some tea tasting. Now, Rajan Hussain got in contact with me about 3 weeks ago, I think, when I was in Sri Lanka. He dropped a message and said, hey, you know what, I want a bit of advice on Kenyan tea for the Pakistani tea market. Now, Pakistani tea market uses a lot of tea. Back in the 60s, 70s and 80s, they used to use Ceylon dust ones. Pakistani tea, Kenyan tea came into the market with their CTCs, better price on their tea, and they took over the market that Ceylon once had. He's looking to get into the market, so he wanted to ask some advice. Anyway, we've sent up some samples to him. He sent a sample of the tea that they have in the market so that we can match and maybe give him some options to look at. Anyway, he sent a sample through, and his sample is this: the Black Horse Golden Extra Strong Kenya Black Tea. This is the sample that he sent through. This is for the Pakistani market. You can see it's written up there. So this is the tea that he sent through. Now, a lot of the teas that you find in the UK in the supermarket use a very high Kenyan component. Kenyan teas are, they produce they're the world's largest exporter of tea, of black tea. Afterwards, it's Ceylon. Kenya produces, the majority of their teas, or pretty much virtually all of their teas, are CTC, which stands for cut, tear and curl. They make fast liquoring, quick brewing teas. However, if you take the supermarket teas that you find that use this large Kenyan component, you will get the wrong picture of Kenyan tea. Now, I first tasted pure Kenyan tea, unblended in Kenya. I was traveling around and I love their teas. I love the strength of the teas. I love the robustness. It tastes very well with milk. I loved it. And one thing I noticed about Kenyan tea plantations as well is the soil. If anyone has ever visited Africa, Kenya especially, the soil looks red. It has a high content of iron in the soil. As a result, you can take, not literally, but you can take a dead branch, break it in half, stick it in the ground, and it'll start growing again. That's the kind of amazing soil they have in Kenya. So they make some very nice teas, some very good CTCs. Now the tea that we were sent, this Black Horse blend, I was thoroughly impressed with. Now I've got this tea here, but I wanted to compare it to a supermarket tea. So we went out to the supermarket, we bought some tea bags, and we've actually opened up what is available on the UK supermarket shelf. Because one thing we got from being at Olympia last week was that anyone who tasted our teas, the first thing they said was, wow, I can taste the flavour in this. So it raises the question of, first of all, what is in the British supermarket tea bag? And this is the tea that we've ripped open from a tea bag. And what is the quality and the standard of tea? So let me first show you the Black Horse tea that's being sold in Pakistan. This is the Black Horse tea. I'm going to show you the leaf. It is a wonderful, neat black leaf. Now this is a blend of tea. This is a CTC blend of tea. Zoom in on that leaf and have a look at it. This is a CTC blend of tea. This has got PF1, it's got peco dust inside it. Look at the blackness of this color of the leaf. Look at the blackness. There is virtually no stalk in this leaf. The leaf is not brown, it's black. And there's a very nice aroma coming out of this leaf, This is a wonderful example of good CTC leaf. Let me repeat that. This is a wonderful example of good CTC leaf. Let me show you this is unadulterated, this is straight out of a tea bag. I'm not going to say the name of the brand because that's not really what we're here to do. But for those people who are drinking tea bags in the UK market, this is what we opened out from a tea bag onto this piece of paper. What do you see with this tea compared to the other one? You'll notice that it's a lot browner. It's brown, it's not black at all. And then you have all these specks of lighter brown particles, which is what fiber Now this is what people spend time in the sifting room trying to get out. They're trying to get rid of this fibre, and this is what you are now, this is what has been added back into the blend. Let me show you the black leaf from Black Horse on the right hand side of your screen, my left, and this is what's on the tea bag market. I will let you, the viewer of the PMD Tea Buyers Club, work out what you think of each. But all I'm saying is this is a nice black neat leaf. This is brown. There's a lot of stalk in it, and also there's some other, I don't know what the hell that is, but if you zoom in on that, or if you can see it, that's a particle. That's some sort of particle that you usually get from the weighing bags. When you weigh green leaf, they're made out of nylon, and that's a nylon particle that's also in your that's come out of the tea bag. So that's the value addition that you get in this standard of tea. Now, just to be frank, the majority of all teas that are in the UK supermarket are no different. So there's no point getting into, which brand is this? It doesn't really matter. They're all the same. In fact, this is probably one of the better ones than the others, because there's ones worse off than this. Let's have a look at the next two aspects of looking at tea. So here I've got the Kenyan Black Horse blend, and here I've got the supermarket brand. Let me give them a nose. Nice. There's a distinct aroma of tea coming out, a malty flavour. You know what? When I smell this, anytime I smell like a CTC tea, it just reminds me of being back in Kenya. Beautiful country, wonderful climate. In fact, I prefer the Kenyan climate more than the Sri Lankan climate, because in Sri Lanka you're close to the equator. It's very hot. It's very humid. In Kenya, it's like a spring day in the UK. Very nice smell coming out of this. Let's have a look at the supermarket one. It's a completely different aroma. This one, you're getting a distinct tea flavour. You're getting a slight maltiness. You can just almost, getting a slight maltiness. This one, very different. It almost smells like my old school gym bag with my sweaty clothes that have been left in there. It smells mouldy. I kid you not, it actually smells mouldy. I wish you guys could smell this to this tea that I have here. This smells like tea. This smells like tea. This just smells mouldy. This smells like my gym bag that I used to open up after I hadn't washed my clothes for about 5 days, and I used to wash it the day before gym again. That's what the two liquors smell like. If we look at the actual infusions, this is very bright. This is a very, very bright infusion. This is bright as well, but it's not as bright as this one. This is a bright coppery infusion to it. So again, Black Horse has a better infusion. If you look at both of the cup colours, I'll send them over to you guys. This looks brighter to me. We're going to give them a taste. We're going to have a taste of them now. But this one looks brighter. This looks like it has a darker, stronger cup. This one looks like it has a much brighter and a much more flavourful cup. But let's have a taste. Now, we've used the same grammage of tea as what we found in the tea bag, which is 3 grams. So let me move these away and let me have a taste. I'm going to have a taste. We always go right to left on the show, so I'm going to have a taste of the tea bag first. Well, first I smelt my gym bag. Now I've actually tasted it. I've never actually done it, but it feels like I've taken my tongue and licked the inside of my gym bag. Wow, we've had some bad teas on the show, but this one probably is the worst tea that I've actually drunk on the show. It tastes moldy. To be quite frank, you get the strength of the tea, but it tastes moldy. The tea tastes moldy. It tastes moldy because the fact is, if you look at the way when you open your tea bags up here in the UK, there's no protective barrier. If you notice, when we send you tea, we send it in a foil pouch, whether it's loose, even if it's the tea bags, they're sent in a foil pouch. Tea is a hygroscopic substance. When you leave it open to the atmosphere, the moisture in the atmosphere is absorbed into that leaf. The smells in the room are absorbed into that leaf. And this is the problem. This is actually a fresh packet of tea bags that we've picked up from the supermarket today, an hour before the show is recorded. And today is Tuesday, the 8th of March, and it's 11:15 here in London. These tea bags were bought an hour ago, and they taste moldy. The reason is that the tea bags are packed into a cardboard box, and they've got a cellophane wrap on the outside. There is no barrier protection. This tastes moldy. I'm not even going to taste that again. In fact, I'm just going to quickly nose the cup. There is no aroma in this. Let's have a taste of this Kenyan one. It's brisk, it's bold, has a wonderful, robust flavour, wonderful, robust flavour. The step up between this to this is huge. This to this is huge. Wonderfully robust, wonderfully brisk. It's a very thick liquoring tea. One thing you notice with the CTCs is that it's a single note flavour, meaning that when you taste, for example, now I'm going to compare this to a Western Ceylon. When you compare it to a Talwakare, to a Dimulu tea, to a Maskelia, you get a double and sometimes a triple note. In the seasonal time, of course, you get more flavour, but if you compare it to a standard Ceylon tea from the West, from the Dimulu region, you get a double or triple note. Here you're getting a single note. That's not to say it's a bad tea, it's a very good tea, but you're getting that single note. So if you're after more flavour, you won't get it here, but if you're after strength, if you're after robustness, you're getting it in this tea here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some milk, because no one, who drinks these teas are going to drink them plain like we are. So we're going to add a bit of milk into this one. We add a bit more, and then I'm going to add some milk into the Kenyan Black Horse blend. And immediately when you put that milk in, you can see the cup colour is very bright. I mean, this is a very, very bright cup of tea from Kenya. The supermarket one looks a little dull, but that's, I guess, to be expected. Let me send you over these two cups, and you can see the difference for yourselves. You'll notice this one is a little duller. This one is very bright. It has a nice brightness to the tea. And if you do this, you can see what the thickness of the tea is. Both two thick cups of tea. This one is a lot brighter. Let me have a taste of these two. Maybe with milk, the supermarket one can, catch up some of the distance it's lost. Let's have a look. Does the milk help the supermarket tea? Yes, it does. The milk actually, gets rid of that moldy, musky flavour that you find in this tea. It actually blanks it out. Putting the milk actually gets rid of the rancid, flavour that I got in drinking this tea black. It knocks that out. Is there a flavoury component to this tea? No. I can't taste anything. I'm just drinking tea for the sake of drinking tea. There is no flavour, there is no enjoyment out of drinking this tea. This is why I guess a lot of people add sugar to it, because this tea has no flavour. Let's try out this Kenyan tea. This is a very, very bright tea, very bright. It's an appealing cup, man. Even if you look at the two of these, and if you have these two mugs in front of you, this looks very appealing. It looks almost like the sun. It's a very appealing tea. Let's give this one a go. Does the milk enhance this tea, or does it make it worse? I think the milk personally enhances this tea. The character of this tea completely changes with two teaspoons of milk. Completely changes. In fact, I think it makes it a better tea. You taste a lot more flavour now. You're getting this almost rusty note. I've never tasted that in a Ceylon. You get it in these Kenyans. You get this rusty note in the mid palate of your mouth. You still get the robustness, you still get the thickness, you get this rusty note, which is very appealing actually. I quite like it. In the mid palate, and I think the packet, what it says Black Horse Golden Extra Strong Kenya Black Tea. I think this tea does everything that is written on this packet. The cup is golden, it's strong, it has this wonderful rust-like flavour. It's a great tea. I mean, guys, have a look. I'm going to put 2 pictures up on Instagram. One of the tea bag grade, one of the Black Horse grade of tea. You know, and I mean, ask yourselves, if you're buying supermarket tea or buying any tea and there's no flavour to it, and the leaf looks like this, why are you buying the tea? You might as well keep your money and, you know, and buy something else. Or if you want, you know, if you want to have something hot, you might as well drink a glass of hot water. It's going to taste a lot better than this. At least it doesn't taste like my gin bag. So, I mean, it's been an interesting episode, even for me, to see, you know, good Kenyan tea standards as opposed to what we are meant to think Kenyan tea is, which is this, you know, I don't even know what to even describe this as, you know, which you find on the market. Guys, watch the next episode of the PMD Tea Buyers Club. We are talking about the dust grade of tea, because a lot of people think that, you know, oh, we pack dust into tea bags. You know, yes we do, but you know, there's a difference between good dust and, you know, a good mix of tea that can go into a tea bag like this, and then poor stuff that you can put into a tea bag like this, you know. So have a look at that. We've got five standards of dust from good to bad, and you can have a look at that and learn a bit more about tea. The other thing I want to actually say is also, when you liquor a paper bag in your cup, you know, you're getting a completely different flavour because you're putting hot water onto paper. So you're not actually getting any experience of tea drinking. And if you think tea is this thing, this horrible, fibrous brown tea, you are sadly mistaken, my friends. Thank you for watching the episode of the PMD Tea Buyers Club. Thank you to everyone who visited us at Hotel Olympia. Keep dropping your comments in the comment section below. If you have any questions, send us an email. And I will see you on the next episode of the PMD Tea Buyers Club. Thank you for watching, and happy sipping.